finally back.
What's up, guys? Warm Boy here.
Damien. We're the dudes of horror.
And today we'll be reviewing the movie Veronica.
Yeah, we're gonna talk. I heard about this movie like on social media. Like I kept seeing like everybody posting like, "Oh, Veronica, you gotta see this movie on," and it's only on. I guess it's exclusively on Netflix. I'm not sure.
I think so.
But I kept like I saw one person post that, and then I saw another person post that, and then like a day later, I kept seeing them. So I was like, oh, it's then like people kept saying like, oh, it's like I know the big line. Everybody was like, it's so scary that you can't even finish it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, okay, then we're gonna watch this fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like, so we all like gathered in the living room and threw it on Netflix, and I have to say that it's a really good movie. It has a great story. It has really good like character development, but it's not as scary as people were hyping it up to be.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Like there are some really scary moments, and there's that one moment that we were talking about that we'll get to that was like just very unnerving, very disturbing. But yeah, well, it's kind of like it's an all Spanish movie, and it takes place in Spain, where we think in Madrid.
I think it's Madrid where there's.
They said it at some point, right?
Yeah, they said it at some point, and it's loosely based on a true story, in the '90s, the late '90s, I think. This girl, essentially in the movie, she's taking care of all her siblings, which is her brother, her younger brother and younger sister, and the mom's been working like all day, and she does that for a living. I think she's a waitress, right? Or runs a business or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, like basically, it's a single parent home. The dad's passed away.
The dad passed away.
That goes into that scene we were talking about.
Yeah.
And so Veronica, who's the main character, is like the oldest sibling. So the single mom's like, she's either like you said, like she's running her own business, she's a waitress, or she's got like multiple jobs. So all the responsibilities of the mother at home kind of like trickled down to Veronica. So on top of like going to school and all of that, like regular teenage crap, she also has to like tend to her younger siblings. Yeah. So it kind of like sets up the whole like what we were talking about, like the the demons, dark entities that go after vulnerable people,
Yes.
And they're a very vulnerable, broken home, that whole thing. And it's set up really well, like the whole like the stress of her life and like how she loses sleep and how she misses her dad and then that goes into the whole thing with
that's
are we doing spoilers?
Yeah, we're doing spoilers. So if you're watching this, just disclaimer, there's gonna be spoilers.
Spoiler alert, because we don't know how to review movies without spoiling them.
But before we get into that scene, which I thought was one of the creepiest and kind of scary to me, I just wanted to mention this story is based on a true story, loosely based. But I mean, what I read about the actual story, it was a little bit more, I guess, scary, and they omitted a lot of stuff from it. But basically, Veronica was wanting to, bring back her father, and she pretty much woke up the wrong kind of entity, according to the stories. And to this day, the story still, it's something that's happened. And all I remember from the story is at the very end, that the cop showed up, or the detective, whatever he was, and he found Veronica. Of course, she was dead, but what happened? Spoiler. Yeah. What happened was that she was possessed, so she was kind of like floating midair, which you kind of see at the end of the movie. And well, that leads to the part where two of her friends, they want to being teenagers and all, they want to
Yeah.
do, oh, let's do the Ouija board, and let's do this, because one of the other girls wanted to bring back her boyfriend, or wanted to talk to him. He was in a
Well,
motorcycle accident.
but wasn't it kind of like Veronica was serious about it?
Veronica was the one that was serious, and the
And
other ones were
two
like,
were just kind of like having fun with it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, let's get the Ouija board out and talk,
yeah,
So they go to like this, they go like an attic or something in the school.
yeah. It's
Or-
an attic that's
Or, I don't know, something like a storage room or something.
yeah.
And
It-
she wants to contact her dad, which, also she's very emotionally vulnerable. She misses her dad a lot, so, and then, so, it's very, along the lines of like The Conjuring, Ouija. you
Yeah.
know. Like they get a Ouija board, they contact something that they didn't mean to contact, and it comes and like The Exorcist. We've seen this plot a lot.
Yeah.
But it still works in this movie. Like it's done really well.
Yeah, it's a good plot.
But we have to mention do you remember the blind?
The blind nun.
The blind nun.
Yeah,
from the school.
she was creepy, man. I mean, she somehow was able to see Veronica, and she was able to kind of warn her, like, be careful what you're doing, and she
Yeah,
was creepy all around.
But she's the character in the movie that's kind of like trying to persuade Veronica not to go through with this because it's going to lead to bad things.
Yeah, it seems like she almost has been through something similar,
Yeah,
so that's why she's kind of helping her.
they kind of hint at that, like she might have done something similar, like back in the day when she was young. So, but as far as like the scary scenes in the movie, there's like good tension in the movie. It's just not as scary as people are hyping it up to be. Like I honestly think that the story and the character build-up is actually the best part of this movie. Like as opposed to the scares. But there's that one scene like that we have to talk about because I was like,
Yeah.
whatever it is, I'm not sure if they say what the demon or the dark entity is
They never really
that
said.
comes over. Like, well, it's like late at night at their very, their very working class apartment. Excuse me. And the dark spirit like comes to Veronica like in the form of her naked dad.
Yeah.
And he's just like standing there like, Veronica, Veronica, Veronica. And I was like, that's just disturbing. Like,
Yeah.
it's scary because it's like, it's like a naked person appearing like in the dark in your apartment. Like, but it's also very unnerving because it's her father and he's standing there naked. So it's just like, yeah, he came to her, but like in a very twisted way, like,
Yeah.
because it's not actually him.
Yeah, and I didn't expect that, for them to go like that route.
That was the one scene that I was like, that was very creepy, like just unsettling.
Yeah, I would have to agree also that scene was just like, oh man, to me it was disgusting at first, and then I was like, oh, it's just creepy. I'm like, ugh,
And it's early in the movie, right?
Yeah.
It's like right after they conjure up whatever they conjure up with the
Yeah.
Ouija board. But I think like even like the younger siblings, their acting was good. The girl, I don't know her name, that played Veronica, she was like
She was
badass.
good. Yeah, she was really
Like
good.
that was badass acting. The mom was good. Like all the cop, the nun, the blind nun we were talking about, all the acting was good.
And that's because this movie was completely in Spanish, so we had to, not translate, but read the captions. But I mean, for us to, I believe, to say that they were good actors, I mean, they convinced me, really well. So, is it the greatest movie or the scariest movie? Like a lot of people are saying, no.
No.
Or I think what I read also is that I think they meant the scariest movie that's come out this year or
Yeah.
last year, which was 2017.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know.
But I just remember reading it more than once. People saying it's so scary that you can't even finish it.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I've seen much scarier horror movies than this one. But
Yeah.
it's really good though. Like, so like, if you had to give it a grade,
I would probably give it out of 10. I would probably give it an 8.
Yeah,
It was
like,
good.
A to F, I'll give it a solid B.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely worth watching. Like it's a good movie.
Yeah, and if you guys have Netflix, I mean, it's free, so check it out. I mean, it's a good movie. I think they did a good job with all the acting, like Damien said.
It's not just a horror movie with a bunch of like throwaway characters that have no arc. Like all the characters are good in the movie. Like, and there are some scary moments in it. Like there are some really unsettling moments, but it's just not as scary as people are hyping it up to be. But yeah, overall I would give it a B, and I would strongly recommend it. So go see Veronica.
Yeah, go see it, guys, and follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook and YouTube as well. And if you have any comments, you know, if you want us to review something or talk about a specific topic, just let us know. And we're gonna have more material coming your way. So we're the Dudes of Horror. I'm Worm Boy.
Damien.
And we'll see you guys next time.
All right.
Veronica.